Another quick garden update. I've been working on putting in these new couple of new beds out in front of the garden here. I got started on those first two. I didn't videotape that, but I'll show you, putting the next couple in here. And you can see I'm starting to get my compost pile down some. So that's getting ready to be moved. And, going inside the garden, I'll show you what I planted a while back, but it's really not doing good. Those 3 bins of carrots there, you can see they're just coming up. And, the beets are coming up. They're looking pretty good now. And then there's some Swiss chard here that's coming through. But, nothing amazing. We haven't had any really good weather. And here the onions that I started inside and moved outside. Looks like they're going to make it. The garlic does love this weather, though, and it's growing like crazy, just like those green bunching onions there. And the peas are really starting off slow here. We've had a lot of strange weather and snow and cold and rain and everything else. So some of them along the back there I had poor germination on, too. But I've been pretty busy trying to keep the grass cut between the, all the different weather changes. You can see my wife's up there trying to pull a couple weeds with her little golf cart. And, I basically, you can see I've been keeping everything mowed down now, so finally getting a chance to get out here. It's supposed to rain hard this afternoon, but this morning's going to be dry. So I'm going to start by just pulling back some of the old mulch and leaves and stuff that I've had piled up down in this area here to kind of level it off a little bit and to get that out of the way so I can set the new boxes in place. And this stuff over the years, it just kind of builds up, and it's really full of worms and stuff like that in there. So it's good. I'm going to put some of it in the bottom of the boxes. I'll show you that in a second. Using this little old tractor, it's really a handy thing. It can do in 10 minutes what would take me 10 hours to do. So I'm working on that, and along also the last couple days, I've been trying to clean stuff out and get things out, and starting to sell some stuff to raise a little bit of money to buy a new side-by-side. So actually yesterday I sold the first thing. I listed my cargo trailer on Craigslist, and within 10 minutes it was sold. I couldn't believe it. And the guy was from 3 hours away, and by the time he got here, actually I had 19 more requests of people that wanted it and people that had cash in hand. I just couldn't believe it. I've never seen anything like that. So there must be a shortage of things like that. But anyhow, first thing's gone, and I'm going to be selling a bunch of other stuff in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully I'll find a side-by-side, but it looks like there's a shortage of them also right now. So I got that pretty much cleaned out there and leveled. You can see it's still tapered down towards the gravel a little bit. Trying to get the rest of that grass and stuff out of there. I got to buy a new rake this year too. I broke the handle on my long-handled one last year, so I got this little mini thing left to work with now, so I'm looking for a rake. I got some more plastic, and I'm just going to put some plastic down here. I like how that works with the gravel. I like the way the mulch works and stuff, but it's just hard to find and expensive anymore, so gravel will do it for me. This is like a 10-foot wide by 100-foot roll. I'm just going to cut a piece off here. And this time I just went with the 4mm plastic because it was a lot cheaper than going with the 6mm like I did with all the rest of it. I figured there wouldn't be much abuse up in this area or anything, so. I am really lucky too that this morning was a really non-windy morning, because that made this go easier. Get a little bit of wind up here, and this plastic sheathing can really go crazy on you. So I'm just going to overlap it down there. I'm going to put some more gravel on it and blend it into that other gravel I did last year. That all really has worked out great, and kept the weeds down, and hopefully it lasts for several years. We'll find out. So I'm just going to straighten this out a little bit here, try to pull it tight, get some of the wrinkles out of it. And I do have those other 5 beds that I bought this spring. I bought them earlier from Northern Tool. They had them on sale for $38 each, so I wanted to add 5 more to this area, and then I'm all done. And actually I'm thinking about putting a a raised bed all the way across the front here out of straw bales next. But still trying to find the straw, so that may take a while. But these beds are different than the last one. These actually are one-piece sides. They're not two pieces with the center thing, and they feel like they're made a little bit heavier metal they're made out of, and I'll see how they last, but I kind of like the center braces in them to keep them from spreading out, but we'll see. So once I put that in place, I'm just going to cut the plastic out. Don't want any of that under the bed because there's, just fertile soil down under there for the roots to grow down into if they want to. So I cut that out, and then I'm going to split the corners back on it too so I can fold those pieces up when I start to fill it. So I got the first one ready to go, and there's where I'm going to take in the first half of the box. I'm going to refill it with this. It's almost composted the hay and straw I've used for mulch over the years, and then there was a layer of leaves that I put on last fall too. So it really, I think, will make a good base for the boxes here and require a little bit less compost. So I threw some of that in there, and just pulling. I left like about 2 or 3 inches of that black plastic to keep weeds from growing up in there that I'm just going to push back against the side walls using this mulch. And that pretty much seals the weeds out. And then I'm just going to go back through here and just fill it up to about halfway with the actual that mix of stuff there. It's really a highly organic mix. And now it's over to the compost pile. I'm trying to empty this bin out so I can move that because there's another raised bed going to be going right in the middle of it. But you can see I had really good luck with this batch of compost. It's like beautiful. It's it looks like a soil, and it's made 100% from all the old garden vegetation, just rotten over the years. I think it was 3 years I kept piling the stuff on and watching it go down, and as it composted, I didn't do anything to it. So the lazy man's way of making compost. So I'm just going to, fill this box back up to a couple inches, maybe 2 inches from the top with compost. And you can see I do have some vegetation in there. There's like some chunks of those heavy sunflower stems and stuff like that take longer to break down. So I got some of them that'll be raking out and, throwing in the compost pile again and give them a little bit more time. But basically it's, really good fertile soil to get these boxes going with. So I've got one more to do here, and then I've got to move that bin here once it's down far enough to dig out of there. And I'm just riding back up, and I thought I'd show you my rhubarb is all back up. And this is a view of my wife's flowers up front. The tulips finally popped. So the daffodils and hyacinths are, pretty much done and dying off, but the tulips did start coming in now. And I just love these little orange ones. They just look like a painting when you look at them up close. They're just so pretty. So that's the next round. And some more stuff coming up in the middle. And there's some more lilies and stuff be coming up later. Quick look at this sickle pear tree I planted a little while ago. It's really doing nothing. I don't know if it's going to make it or not. I'll give it another week till I, say for sure. And I just got up in the house in time, and the sky broke open, so, they were right about the predicted rain. Time to go inside and make a video, I guess. In the meantime, I'll show you my plants. The peppers are doing perfect. They're right on schedule this year. I did start them the right time, and the eggplants there look good. And the marigolds are growing a little too fast, so. But then over in the grow tent, I'm having some serious problems with my Roma tomatoes. The other ones are doing good, but I bought those Roma seeds from a different company this year, and they're just not looking good. I'm going to try some Cal Mag on them next, see if that helps, but I'm not sure, how they're going to make out. So I just wanted to do an update and show you that I'm really not doing much in the garden yet. I'm still kind of waiting for some warmer weather to break to get going. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.